Hello, hello everyone. Hey, can you hear me well?
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Cool. Nice. Hello.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Cool. Let's
Hello.
let's wait for everyone. Welcome. I'm gonna share my screen. It's nice. The chat is there. Perfect. Cool. Um, Okay, cool. Welcome back to for this last session. It went pretty quick. There's a lot to say today. There's a lot to talk about. I want to try to give you guys as many feedback on your work as I can because it's the last session and I want you guys to have a good. If you want to keep going on this on your shot, I want you to be able to do it. S- and we're gonna talk about a few stuff, how to push your animation a bit further, how to um, deal with the texture, the head textures, the hands, the textures, the small details that can be put in your animation in the end to feel realistic. I'm going to talk a bit about the polishing that we are not going to review today, but just I want to give you some stuff about it. Um, and also talking about, I think one thing that is really important is about how to deal with retakes in animation. How when you guys get retakes from your supervisor, from your lead and stuff, it's a big part of the job, and it can be tricky, sometimes frustrating, and I want to talk about it. Um, and yes, let's talk about your shots first. Maybe I think it's interesting. I hope you're all there. I hope everything's working well. And let's go. Okay. I think the first one was this one here. Yes, cool. So let's have a of look at this one. Oop. Okay.
Thank you for telling me that. It's better. You'll see. Thank you for telling me that. It's better. You'll see.
Cool. Okay. So before even talking about the notes and stuff, I want to insist on something that this is a very, very long shot, like more than 300 frame. It's almost 300 frames. It's a big, big shot. So when you guys do stuff like that, it's especially for a student course and stuff like that. It's mainly a lot of weeks, and 6 weeks of work for especially if you guys work on something else. It's quite hard. So you can keep working on all this, of course. Um, but if you're working for your demo reel or stuff like that, what I recommend is to focus on one part of the shot and make a good part of the shot. So this is important. So sometimes it's better to have just a small part, even if like the audio doesn't make so much sense. But I think it's still good to sometimes say, okay, it's a bit too long. So here, what we could do, if you want to do so,
Thank you for telling me that.
you could just do like this first 70 frames and focus on that and do like a really good 70 frame, and it would perfectly work for a demo or so on. And after you can keep working on the rest just to improve and so on. But like if you wanna push one, it's better to push really and polish one part than I don't know, like spending like months and months on one shot and never finishing it. So this is one solution for finishing it. About the notes now. Okay,
Thank you for telling me that. It's better. You'll see.
cool. So I would focus again, like it's going well. There's some good stuff. I would do an extra pass on the spine. I think it's still a bit stiff here, and I'm also talking about the spine and neck. So I'm going to go through the shot and see that. So yes, on this first pose, be careful because, oop, sorry. Why are you doing this? Okay. She's looking out, so make sure you have the right look. If you look at this, this is better. This is a bit off, so be careful with that. Okay, so
Thank you for telling me that.
here at the beginning, it's pretty good.
Thank you for telling me.
It's pretty good. I see the spine having this little C curve that what we talked about,
Thank you for telling me.
and
Thank you for telling me.
there's a neck animation is pretty good. I think I would try to improve a bit the neck animation still by maybe what you can do is slightly squash the neck a tiny bit during the passing position here. So the neck's gonna be a tiny bit shorter, and then you have this feeling of like stretch and squash. Like usually, like the necks in Swedish, they feel very stiff, and I see it in a lot of stuff because it's the animation. It's it can be too long, and when and in reality we have all those muscles that contract and disconnect from the chest. And here in 3D, could I usually use a scale of the neck or a bit depending of the rig on I use a bit of translate in the head. It's I prefer doing the translate. So I would just take the head and just translate it a bit inside the on here, just to get this organic feeling on here, and it's gonna break this very stiff feeling on here.
Thank you for telling me that.
Also, what you can bring is a tiny bit of rotation of the middle here. I don't know how this rig is made, but
Thank you for telling me.
here you could have a little bit of bending. It should be very, very tiny. But I think for this beginning, it's still working good because you have this mechanic here. So it's a main critique for all your shots. Think about the spine and the neck as one. So here it's looking like this, and you will see that sometimes it's a bit stiff.
Thank you for telling me that.
So here, for example, on this movement here, I think if I isolate just the chest and the spine, it's
For telling me that.
it's good what you have. You have like this little sharpness here, but the problem is like it's going all together with the head. So instead of having like a nice organic movement here, it's like this, everything is going together. If you look at the amplitude of the cheek here, it's the same of the back. So you need to uh, animate a bit the neck to get this stuff here. Sorry. So um, be careful of having some neck animation to get a tiny bit of overlap in your head. So when this is going forward, you have a little bit of this, and also sometimes, and also the head tend to stabilize. Like when you go from here, sometimes you have some stabilization. Like if I do this, my head is trying to get um to keep the same pose, so you don't feel a bit like this. So here you're missing a bit of overlap on the neck.
Thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me that.
But the torso animation is pretty good here. And here, I think you're a bit locked in Y animation here. If you look at here, I think the head is going like this, and I can still feel it a tiny bit on during the those pose. You have a bit of Z, but a little bit of Y would be nice too. And
It's better.
and
It's better. It's better.
here is the same. It's a little bit locked in Y rotation.
It's better.
It's not the easiest to look at in the reference because the shirt is it's black, but I think here it's pretty clear that you have Y rotation, and you put some on here, but I wonder if like it's not uh just the shoulder. I think you could keep going a bit further in Y rotation a bit here. Also,
It's better. It's better. It's better.
also the C stuff here, it's a bit locked. So you need to work with this stretch and squash with the C curve a bit more. So what's happening on here is you see this stuff here, it's moving with the same amplitude as here. That means that instead of like using the C to go like this, like I'm going like whoop, doing this, see like this little curve with the spine, you're doing with the root doing whoop, and that's why I have this stiff feeling on the chest, on the torso, is it's because I see the animation going from the root, which is good, but you should have a bit of counter animation on the first spine in X. Okay, so it's you're gonna have a bit of this. Okay, this is a very important motion. It's having instead of having just this going forward like this, and you have a mechanical aspect to have an organic aspect, you can have this first and after this. You know, like if I over exaggerate it, it goes like, see, like it's a C going like whoop. Okay, so it's of course it's very tiny, it's very subtle, but what should happen here, it's just the back bending a bit more here and then pushing a bit more if I exaggerate a bit so it's clear. Okay? It's the way you go forward, it's like this. Okay? So of course it's just for you to understand.
It's better.
And here you can hear a breathing out. So
Better.
to push it a bit more so it's visible and it's interesting to work with. And also you could break down your stiffness here. So you see it's a bit stiff here. You could use it to better, and then doing the C again. Better. You see? On here, you have it a bit, but you stop here a bit too much. So here you could go a bit lower and bending a bit more the the spine.
It's better.
And this is going to bring your head and everything. So make sure your head is also better. It's also compensating a bit with the neck. So you're going to have better like this. This little mechanic here. All this stuff is going to break down the moving hold you have here, which is a bit here. It's a bit stiff and it's a bit like I can see that you don't know how to undo this moment. It's a bit like, oh, I don't know what to do now. So use the breathing out for better. You see, like just a bit of this. It's gonna help you. I really like the timing of this moment here. It feels natural. It's just missing a bit of neck going when you're doing this moment like this. I think that the head animation is really good. Just missing here, you see like the neck is stops here. So the neck should keep going uh a bit backward. This motion with the neck is very, very, very important for the acting and so on. Like it's super important. So if I'm doing like this motion, like even on the Z rotation, it's it's for this. We talked about it already, but it's super important to get the importance of like counter opposite direction, opposite rotation. So if I'm doing like this, you see like my neck is going boop this way, and my head is going the other way. So having this is the meaning that is going in Z this way and the head Z this way. And if I'm doing this, it's the same thing. Like my neck is going backward, my head is going forward. So if in this case here, you have a bit of both. You're going like X like this, X like this, and D in the depth like this. Okay. So what you need with the neck is a bit of opposite of both. So it's gonna be like this. If I exaggerate, it's like this. Okay. So make sure you have this, and make sure you use the bend, a tiny bit of bend to get the right effect.
You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see.
And here it's a bit the same. I think you have like a nice neck animation, but it's stopping very early here, where it should keep going forward. You see? And here it's going a bit together with the chest as well, with the spine. So make sure you choose what is guiding, where is the energy come from? Does the energy come from the head? You want to have UC, and then like my head is leading the movement, or do you want the energy to come from the chest or even like the root, and then it's going to be the UC? Yes. But make sure you have one or the other. Never have UC like this. Okay. If you get all together, then it looks magical because it's like the energy comes from everywhere at the same time. If I make it going from the root, my head's gonna be late. If here usually in the acting like this, you usually lead with the head because it feels more less passive, more active. I go to one idea to the other, so I'm gonna lead with, you see, like this. So what's happening is like my head is going first, and then my spine is going to get it. So you see, so here if I look frame by frame, I should have not the root first. What's happening here is the root is going first, and after the head is going. So here I should have the head first, and like here the roots, the spine is getting the movement with it. So if I'm going slowly, it's going to be, you see, okay? So it's really like the stuff like this, but leading with the head, okay? Um,
You'll see.
and the little mechanic here with the spine you have, it's almost there. It's just doing a little bit ABA feeling. So you have like this um, A pose here with the chest, B pose here, and you're going back to the A pose. It's not the same A, but it's going to the same angle. So what I recommend for that, it's pushing one side. So instead of like having like you see like this, you go for you see, and you push the first pose. So so it would be to use the rotation here a bit more. The Z rotation, sorry. So here you go there. Starting the Z rotation here, and instead of having it separately like this, and you go a bit more, you finish a bit more. Also, the X rotation, you push it a bit more. So careful to have not having like one X rotation going from this to this. It's the overshoot you're doing here should be somewhere. So you go a bit further, and when you come back, you have an evolution. It's almost what you have, but the the head should stay a bit more in place. So it's going to be, you see, a bit more with the head going like stabilizing forward. My drawing is a bit off here. It's probably more subtle, but it's for you to understand a bit. Sorry, it was maybe a bit confused this stuff, but the idea is never having your X curve going like this. It's having something like here. So the stabilization is going to be really something that a bit, maybe a bit more with Z, and a tiny bit with the X, but don't have this. So you can have it on the root, but if you have it on the root, the spine gonna compensate. So you're gonna have boom. See like this. So that's why the head kind of stabilize. It's because you have this motion on the upper body. Okay.
You'll see.
It feels now that the head is bouncing on an invisible wall, like boom, like this. So yes, and I think the at least the end of the so here it's a little bit less worked. The spine is pretty stiff and so on, but you could just stop the shot here. It works as well. Cool. Let's go for the next one. I didn't talk about the face,
Thank you for telling me that.
but I think you didn't work that much on it, right?
It's better.
Be careful with the eyes direction. It's a bit blurry. Make sure you look at what you want to look here, for example. I think the direction is okay. Just it seems like she's looking at the nose of the guy. I think it could be a tiny bit a little bit more on the on here. But here I feel is good. Here I feel is a good eye angle. So be careful with that. Of just look at all the beats, all the moments, and make sure you're looking where you want. I think it's sometimes good to look at the nose or the lips of the character, but it should be just a bit. You know, you're here. it should be something that you want to do. But I think the shapes in general are good. I think you're going in the good direction. I'm still not sure about this part here. I feel like this is quite big still, but as I told you, I would definitely not work on the last part. The shot is it's big enough already. Cool. Let's go for Amanda.
What do you feel happening exactly?
It's like panic, like this expectation from people to be something I don't think I'm good enough to be, and
What do you feel happening exactly?
it's like panic, like this expectation from people to be something I don't think I'm good enough to be, and
Cool. That's going good. Good job, Amanda. Let's see that in detail.
What
It's the same stuff. It's like 300 frame shot. It's a lot. Just be aware of that. Like it's very really what stuff you do. It takes a lot of time because remember here we didn't start talking about the polishing, and remember the polishing is at least 1/3 of it. I mean, like I'm gonna show you my shot after, and there's no polish yet. It's just blind. So just be aware of this. Like all what you guys did looks good. It's in a good way, but it's mostly very very long. So it's sometimes months to work on, and sometimes you get bored or you get just better at it, and you look at your shot and you're like, maybe I should just start over. And this happened to me before when I was building up a demo reel and stuff. I was trying to do like two big shots, and it could be a trap. But still, it's going good. Let's take a look.
what do you feel happening exactly?
it's like panic, like this expectation from people to be something I don't think I'm good enough to be, and
Cool. Well, I think there's some really good stuff here. The body mechanics, there's some stuff to improve, but I think it's going good. So let's see the beginning. I feel like there's some blockiness on here. I don't know why. I think you should smooth out a bit this movement here. They feel like almost in block. I don't know if you worked on it. Just here, it's a little bit disturbing. Same with the fingers and stuff. It seems a bit blocky for now. But I like the idea of it. I think this kind of little details are really nice. I just feel like you should work on it. But first, let's take a look again on the spine. I think it's good what you did.
Do you feel happening exactly?
it's like
And
Do you
on
feel
here,
happening exactly?
I I feel too much the X rotation again, and it feels a bit blocky on in the end. It feels like she stops here. And I looked at your reference a bit more, and I think what we could use it for showing some other rotation on here. So on here, what I see, if I take this pose here, and if I take this pose here, and if I do this, I have this stuff happening. And I see that you put some stuff on it, but what's happening is like you're like this, and you're going on here. So it's really from the root up to the spine that you're using this bend here, where you start going up a tiny bit, but you use this so you put the weight on here a bit more. You see? So here I see that you moved a bit your shoulders, but I don't feel the stuff going from this to this. So here, what I see here, it's a little bit of Y rotation and a bit of Z rotation. Okay? I feel a bit like this, And I feel also that because of the Z rotation, this one is going up a bit, and this one is going slightly lower. But because there is some weight here, I feel like this one is compensating, and you could, if to show it in animation, I always like to do stuff like this. So almost like the opposite. See, so this guy going up is showing the weight. So here in your case, it's a bit different because you have a bit of D, but showing a bit of compensation with the shoulders is going to help. So let's see again what you did. You see here, you're not compensating, you're going low with the shoulder, so it feels a bit weightless. So this you can improve, and you see, using this, gonna bring a bit of Z, a bit of Y in your chest, and it's gonna break down a bit the X feeling of like everything's going in X is going like this. And after, if you going like this way here, you see here, I feel like only X rotation, boop. And here, if I look closely to your reference, we could probably say that this guy here keeps going to the keeps using the Y rotation. So this guy is going first, a bit like this, okay? And then, and this makes sense because the weight is a bit more here. So so if I'm here, I'm gonna push with this. So this one here is gonna go first. So if I exaggerate, it's gonna go like this. And here, if I look at this moment here, this moment here, I feel a bit the opposite. That like almost like it's a bit of this. Okay, so this stuff's gonna break down the X feeling. You do a bit of this. If I exaggerate, it's gonna go like, okay, I exaggerate a bit, but it's for you to understand. So this stuff here only comes from the fact that I analyzed the stuff going on before. If you miss this little stuff here, this little weight shift here, you're not gonna see the mechanics after, because you're gonna just see the big movement here and you're gonna miss all the stuff. If I start to exaggerate some of the movement, I go from, okay, I'm doing this, so why not doing this? And if I'm doing this, why not doing this? So in the end, instead of having just like this, you have like all this little stuff like this. And maybe what you want to show after, when you're doing with the Y rotation, you want to have a bit of Z rotation. So you're gonna have maybe this a bit more. And all this, it doesn't need to be like a lot. It should be very subtle, but all this is gonna look more organic. Okay? Good.
Exactly.
And here, what's happening here is like the yes, it's exactly what we talked about before. So I noted this, but so here what I said is like the rotation, Y rotation like this. I think we can see it well in the end on here. If I look at this invisible line here going like this, you see that this line is going to the right of the screen. It goes from this to there, and it keeps going, you see. And here after, maybe it going back to the left of the screen. So it's really doing like this little mechanics here. So, and on here, what's happening here is like you stop the rotation and everything stops. So what you want to have is this very important mechanic we talked about, this neck, where even if I do this here, in the end, because my back is going a bit like this, I have like my head stabilize a bit, and I have this feeling that my back keeps going and my head going like this. So for you, because you're stretching, it's probably a bit different, but what you need is a bit of extra stretch and going, and the overshoot of the stretch is gonna be, and what we're gonna have here is it's a bit what we feel here is like the head stabilize on here, and the back keep going a bit further. It's not stabilized completely. It doesn't do like stuff like stops in screen, but it just you want to have the head going. You see, it's going like a bit like here, and I go there, and after I squash a bit here. So this is going to help you because here it's kind of so what you need for this is of course the neck animation a bit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
And here you have a lot of neck animation. So here I know that you removed all this, and I think it's good. But what you need to get
like,
to have this mechanics working, it's a bit of animation on here. So right now you have just this, and you keep the pose like this, where before you had all this movement that brings the mechanics. So what you need is this natural settle here with the body. So if I do it on the side because it's more visible, would be okay. So a bit of this little mechanics here gonna save this moment here that feels very very stiff. Okay. And careful with that. This stuff here, always doing this stuff. So right now you were like this, you go backward and stretching, and then you keep going like this. And you can even have a little overshoot with this guy. Because right now this guy doesn't move at all during this whole moment.
Feel happening. Exactly. Feel happening. Exactly.
Here, what about the head? It's pretty good what you have here. I like the angles and stuff that you exaggerate a bit on here. You just pushed it a bit on your animation. I think it's a really good idea. The only thing is like I see that here the neck is not moving that much. So here is the start of your head. Like let's imagine like the neck is like this, and I can see that this stuff doesn't move at all. Where if you want to get the energy to go up like this, maybe you should have just a tiny bit of anticipation like this. So, okay. So this go with all the spine also. So with but the neck, it shows more with the neck than even with the spine because you see like when you have this motion here, everything on the tip is more visible than before. If I do this, of course. So with the neck, should be a little bit of it should be small, but still visible. So here, what's happening on here is it's a bit what you have here, but push it with the neck. It's really nice what you did with the chest and the spine. You did this little C going forward and low, but push it a bit with the neck. So your head's gonna be maybe somewhere like here. It should be a bit tiny, but just a bit like this. And then you're gonna get the energy to go up.
Happening. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
like panic. Like,
Exactly.
like panic.
And here everything is it's quite stiff on the neck, so you should do a neck pass of like every time you go to the left with the spine, you should be have a little bit of this. I know that it can be hard depending of the rig because sometimes the motion here it's quite bad. So, but having a little bit of this. So here, for example, you go low, you should be you should delay a bit the neck so you have this motion like it's really the opposite direction, opposite rotation are key for understanding the body mechanic.
Panic, like this like this like this like this expectation from
Here, for example, it's quite interesting. If we look at your reference here, so here you have this pose on here, and here you can see that the head is moving first. It's going up and a bit on the side, bringing after all the body. So you see what we talked about just before with the energy. Where does the energy come from? Here it's really from the head. You have this and everything's going after. So let's see if you did this. Yeah, it's good. It's a bit isolated on Z. It's a lot of Z and not enough neck. It's again the neck that when you move the head, always move the neck with it. Like, otherwise, you have like I don't know. I think it's not even possible to move the head without the neck. So bring a bit the neck with this movement, and it should be fine.
like this expectation from people to be something I
This movement works pretty nice.
expectation from people like this expectation from people to be something I don't
Careful with this stuff here. It's really isolated on here, and it looks not so great. So I think you should have a bit of this, but not so much. Probably like I don't know, half of it. Try half of it, and
something
but what you could exaggerate, it's this the sticker again. Having this it's gonna move all the chest gonna move up if you use the spine to do this, and then see what you can do with the shoulders as well. But
something I don't think I'm then I don't think and I don't think
I think it's really good now the fist dropping. It feels really well with the shoulders overlapping the action on here.
something I don't think I'm good don't think I don't think I'm good enough to be and good enough to be and
So yes, mainly it's going good. We didn't talk about the face animation yet, but mainly it's going good. It's just a bit of like think of all the axes. Think about the moment when it looks stiff and do a neck pass on almost all the shots. About the facial
You
animation,
feel happening exactly.
like panic
um, I don't know exactly where you are in this in the face animation. Oh.
Exactly. Like exactly.
I think everything is kind of too pushed. If you want to do a realistic lip sync and everything, I think you should calm down a bit the shapes. Right now she's breathing and she's breathing like like this. I think this is probably the maximum. So that means like maybe you could push it a bit up to there during the extreme, like, but it's just before closing. So I don't know why, but it's too early. So here's a A in the audio, and you're open. The A is even here. I think here's more the L, lie. So you can delay it 2 frames. And it's, I think, again, too open. And it's about the simplification we talked about. So the idea is like. So the A you're gonna do is not gonna be like. It's gonna be like. The A you're gonna do is gonna look is gonna go for the K. So you know the K is like. So the A is gonna do is gonna have half the shape already of the A. So like, not like la, like it's pretty low what you did. So here it's gonna be, and the K is there. So it's late still. So like, okay? Yeah, I'm missing the K again here. You need this K. So the K, it's not closed. It's somewhere here. So the K is those shapes that you have enough space for the air, but the tongue is on the upper side of your mouth. Okay, so it's important. Like. So the tongue for like is going like to hit the bottom of the mouth, la, and go back up, like. Okay? The P shape, I'm gonna show it. The P shape, it's you have less lip. The lip should be more compressed, like this. And after the P shape, for having the feeling of like panic, you need to have a big spacing. So I mean like pa pa. I'm gonna show you right now because I think it's a good example. Oh, sorry, I think I'm gonna stay on here and I'm gonna go on here. So we talked about lip sync a bit last time, but it was quite fast. So here I think I'm gonna take the time to talk about it with animation example. Okay, here we have a P. Okay, let's show you how it looks like first.
Little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, Porrig. I timed it. The other night, 2 hours you spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, Porrig. I timed it.
Okay, we have 2P here.
2 hours you spent talking.
You spend. Okay? P shape. So what do you have? The P shape is you have your lip like this. This is the natural lip, for example. If I do a P, I'm gonna push inside, roll my lip like this, and sorry, oop, like this and like this. I'm rolling everything, and this is gonna bump. It's gonna get pushed with the air. Okay, it's both the air and also the muscle contracting that we are kind of like putting all this together to make this. You see, like you have this shape like this, and now I have this shape like this. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit in animation so it's visible. Also, I'm using the cheek on here to show a bit of air. Ha, ha. So all this is made for having this P shape that I'm showing it for at least 2 frames. When you have closed mouse, show it for at least 2 frames. If you have only 1 frame for closing the mouse, it can look invisible and you're not gonna have the right effect. So here is like 2 frames of P, and after a big spacing here from close to open. And what's gonna show is like pa pa. You see, it's not like buh buh like this. Pa. One frame popping. So here, if I look at the other, it's the same. Like one frame, two frame closed. So I go from this shape to this shape, okay? And boom, big spacing here. And what we talked about last time very quickly, but we talked about it, is like the mouse is just doing this. So the mouse is a muscle. It's one muscle that's going from close to open. So after it can go in many different shapes, can go like boop, 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 boop. But what you need to understand is it's going like this. So here, if I'm doing this shape here, it's gonna evolve this way, a bit this way, a bit this way. And I'm gonna get it evolved like this, okay? Never go from, I don't know, like this, oh, sorry, where are you? Here. So here, if I do this, if I open directly like this, I'm gonna have like more A. Here, I want it like poric, so I do like this first, this first in between on here. Okay, I go back to your stuff here.
Exactly. Do you feel happening? Exactly.
It's like panic.
So here, sorry, where are you?
Exactly.
It's like panic.
Here, you should have like this shape, a little bit of this. Pa, pa. And here, this big spacing. And then you ease in the spacing, panic, panic. And you go smoothly to the next one. And here what you have, like the big spacing is here. It's not at the right moment. You go like panic. Okay, so it's like pa. And after smoothly panic, panic. So the big spacing is doing the P, and after the rest is the A is reaching for the neck. Okay, panic. It's not panic. It's a bit of this, but always think when you do a shape to reach to the next shapes. I mean, like you need to bring a bit of the next shape inside the first one instead of doing like panic. You go like panic. Okay, so my mouth is going to get the easiest way to go for the end of the word. Okay.
Panic. Like this expectation from people to be panic.
Careful here to keep some shapes solid. On here, you're closing the mouse here and you open it again. This expectation, it's pretty much the same shape. So here you could get it a bit more solid here. And expectation, I feel the A here. And it's closed. So careful is to put the shapes on at the right moment. Oop.
Expectation.
Expectation. See, like all this, it's pretty much the same shape. Expectation. Okay, and here I feel a lot of stuff going on. So be a bit more simple on here. B. So here is the same. After B, the B is the same as the P. It's not the same shape, but it's the same mechanics. I mean, like P, B, it's big spacing and in after. So here, it's pretty good here. It's just not the right shape here. B, B, Here, I feel like it's a M. It's more like a M shape. You push a lot, B, like this. And so it looks a bit, see the difference between this and this? B is like almost like a P. If you say B and P, probably in real life, if you record yourself and if you film yourself and you remove the sound, sometimes it looks the same shapes. Uh, so it's more like the lip rolling, more more than going up like this.
Something I don't.
Okay, cool. So here's the first idea of like the on the lip sync, be a bit more contained, like feel like it's moving a lot, and be try to put the shapes on at the right moment on the sound. Forget about the two frame stuff we talked about. No, thank you, Amanda. Let's keep going. Shiri, cool.
Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself. Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
Cool. That's good. It's going good. I think it's a good stuff that you pushed a bit the blocking on here. Started explaining some stuff. I think it's going good.
Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons.
Yes, sorry.
I did the first, second spline
Yes.
to realize that my constraints were bad and I had to fix it. So it was really good. Like a vertical slice to get some conclusions. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Yes, it's good. You did a good job of like analyzing your reference, and I can see that in the spine and the root, everything feels connected. So it's a really good job that you did. I did some notes in the just previous one. I think this one, yes, it's the one you sent me just before. So yes, let's see on here. Oop, sorry. Yes, just be careful some tiny stuff on here. Be careful when you move the neck here. Feels a bit disconnected, so bring a bit of chest. You see that the chest on your reference is moving Z like this, and here it's doing it maybe not enough. So here it feels a tiny bit disconnected. So make sure it's working. There's one stuff interesting that you have in your reference and you have in your animation, and something I wanted to talk about. It's you see this line here. It's pretty flat, and in animation we always talking about like make arcs, make stuff like arcs, and it's something that's I would say like if you have no arc in your animation, it's gonna look weird. But sometimes having like a very flat motion like this can feel natural. Can feel natural because it's sometimes like this. It's sometimes what we have, and in your reference maybe there is even more arc than what you did in your animation. But where are you? Here. You could have a very flat arc like this, maybe, but it's almost like what you have. But I wanted to talk about it because sometimes I see people putting arcs a bit because they know that we need arcs. So it's always like, oh, I'm moving my head, boom, doing this and moving like this. So sometimes if you're not sure, the best thing is like to do some arcs, but very flat. It's a bit what you have, but don't be afraid by straight lines. Sometimes we do straight line, or sometimes my hand is going like to reach something, and it's going because of the energy going pretty flat. Cool. What else did I note just before? Yes, there's this. Oop. I don't know why is it always moving.
Shit,
So here, the props that you have feels weightless because you're moving your hands behind, below the prop, and there's no reaction. So make sure when you're doing this movement here, which I think it's nice, make sure there is an impact on the on this stuff here. So this stuff should rotate a bit. I don't know, like if I'm moving this and I want to change spot, you know, it's gonna move. So just a tiny bit, having a bit of reaction here. Also, this hand is not exactly right yet, I guess. I know that sometimes it can be hard with the props to get good hands, but I would try to just bend this guy on here. It feels very straight. So yeah, just try this maybe. The rest looks okay. Maybe this guy we could see a bit of this.
Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
And something else that I noted on here. On here we have this, if you look at your reference, it's going forward. So you're doing like this motion with the spine that you're doing, and I think it's good. You're doing it a bit, and after, when you come back, you go like this, and you do this after when you come back, okay? And it's missing a bit of X rotation on the head. You see that the head is going up a bit lower on here because of this motion, like this, okay? And here it feels like a bit locked on this axis.
Self. Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
I noticed something else. Yes, for the breathing in the end.
Self. Myself.
So it changed.
Slaying is myself.
I think you changed it, right?
Self.
I know.
Self.
Yes, I think it's missing a bit of breathing on here. So what I noted was
Slaying is myself.
it's having a bit of, again, a bit of this mechanic in the end. Self. And
Slaying is myself.
you see that here you're breathing in. It's a bit what you're doing, but all this part here, it's kind of staying at the same place because it's missing a bit, again, of this. Okay? And this is gonna bring all this up, and it's like in 2D animation, like they would take the chest and just go up a bit. They would take all this and just go up to fake it. But in 3D, if you do that, it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like all together. So what we're doing is a bit of this, and it's gonna just bring the features on up and keep the shoulders pretty good that as you have. What I wanted to do is, like, if you have a breathing controller, you can use it as well. So it can, if you don't have, you can try to scale maybe like some bones on here, like just to get this going, pushing a bit. One tips that I think it's important that I never talked about is to feel your spine and your chest animation. You can use your hand, and it's something I do a lot, and you put it there. You put it there, and you move, and you do your breathing or your motion. Like, I don't know, if I want to do some, the motion we talked about going up like this, putting your hand here, you're gonna feel the motion way better. It's kind of crazy, but it's weird that the sense of your hand feels also the space how it moves. So doing this, you can feel a lot more all the rotation of your chest. So it's something that I use when I'm working on the spine, and I don't know what I'm doing too much. Trying to do like this motion, for example, I'm doing, I don't know, like this motion to get all the different rotation, the Z, X, and Y. Okay, here I can feel like the Z, but I can also feel like the Y rotation going like this, and after the Z is going a bit later. Doing this makes you feel almost all your spine a bit more. So it's a good trick.
Slay dragon. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself. Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragon. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
And I think it's really good what you got for the whole body. Just make sure the hand poses are not broken. It feels a bit broken on here.
Yeah, it's the rig. There is.
It's a rig.
I have to close and open to make it go away.
Okay, I
Or
see.
move it a bit and then do undo. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Okay, no problem.
one fight.
Okay. About this hand pose here, it feels a bit flat as well. It feels very very long here, and I think you could probably, you see here, you have some nice poses, and you could probably use those. So it would probably do something like this, and those one are maybe a bit more in depth. And here you need to bring a bit those guys in those direction a bit more. So it will look like this. And think of the hand like a general shape. Don't think of like separate fingers, but the general shape will be probably something like this. Okay. So when you have this, after that you can bring some detail in it. But really try to think like you would do a drawing, like a sculptor, you bring like big shapes, and after you bring all the detail. On here, I feel like this one is almost as long as this one, so it feels a bit weird. And I think even this one is a bit better, but think of the fingers rotation. So usually when we think of rotation, we think only the X rotation. But there is also like the Y rotation and Z rotation, and all those rotation are useful. So the pinky here is gonna lean for this way here. That means like it's gonna bring a bit of the Z rotation on here, and depending of the energy, you're gonna have a bit of this guy going also. So it's gonna be even more. So on here, if I do this, for example, you see that it's really leaning inward, okay? And this guy it's a bit less, but it's still lean a bit inside as well. So be careful of that. I feel like this here it's all going separately. Um,
Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons.
but it's really good. The mechanics and everything, it's going well. Keep pushing it. It's gonna look nice.
I have a question.
Yes, go for it.
When I look at the facial features, my brows, they are not moving so much. So I made very tiny movements, but I don't really know if I want to push it. Should I push it, and how to push it?
Yes, it's a good question because it's something that happens a lot in realism and in realistic animation. If you shoot yourself or if you look at videos or reference of actors and stuff, like the eyebrows are pretty dead. Like you could have like an all acting without the eyebrows moving. Because we are in animation and the it's 3D and it looks dead already if you if we don't move it. We need to use to do like at least a fleshiness pass. So so I'm gonna show you this after. But about if you should use more poses.
Shit,
Let's see.
sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
I think it's good what you have. I think probably uh with the audio myself, maybe you could push this stuff a bit. But I think the rest,
Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons.
I think the rest is pretty good. Maybe here it really depends on the rig as well. Like here, you know, like those wrinkles here are super important. If you don't have those, it can be hard to show some emotions.
Shit, sometimes
So this one here would be nice to get on at this moment here.
So it's bringing the eyebrows closer. Ah, yeah,
Yes,
okay,
if you need,
like you.
yes, if you can get those, it would be really nice. I don't know if there is some in the
There
rig, so
is,
but
there is.
okay. So the problem is like sometimes it's you have to bring them a lot and it looks weird. So the trick I have when I have this kind of problem, like some designs are weird and you really want to get those wrinkles, but you don't want the eyebrows to be set close. So what I do is like I push the eyebrows like very close, so I get the wrinkles, and after I take the modeling, I don't know if it's modeling, it's usually modeling for the eyebrows itself. I took the modeling and I put a sticky in it and I push back the sticky off. So I get the wrinkles and I take the eyebrow itself and I push it back this way. It's tricky, but it happened to me that I had to use this trick to get the good face.
Sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
And on myself, maybe you could push a bit. Myself. Okay, just a bit up. A bit up on here.
Self. Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes
There's one general note maybe on the shots,
the dragon I'm slaying.
and I think it comes from the reference. It's like it's hard to understand who is she talking to. It seems like she's looking up a lot during the whole shot. So for me, she was talking to a crowd,
To
right?
herself.
Oh, to herself. Okay.
Is myself.
So maybe
Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
so maybe you can bring a bit. Mostly in the end, she seems to be talking a lot in the air. So I think you could have like a bit of acting going up like this and talking like sometimes, but it's missing probably like if she was talking to herself from the beginning, it's I think it's missing some internal voice acting that would bring the eyes down. Myself like this, a bit lower. So you know, like it's there is no rule for that. But like if just from observation, you could have ideas coming from the side up or down, depending of like the thoughts and the mood, and of course the pose you are at the beginning. But sometimes if you start your shot like this, it's myself, you know, and going low, which will show a bit more internal thinking. Okay, so
Slaying is myself.
here it feels a bit locked on here. Self. It's almost like she's talking to someone that it's you know on like higher than her. Okay, so we don't want this if she's talking to herself.
Shit, sometimes I don't want to slay dragons. Sometimes the dragon I'm slaying is myself.
And the fact is also because you're looking at the same direction during this whole stuff. I have an example here, maybe, of someone talking to a crowd, so it's different. But where are you? I need to find it now. Sorry. It's somewhere on here. Okay. Where are you? So is this shot? It's not the best shot ever at all, but it shows. So this is different than what you have, right? Because he's talking to a crowd. But just to show you how you go from talking to someone to internal thinking. So let's see.
Of our high, whether you're the scion of our high houses or an honest laborer from the underground, we vow to keep pressing forward, for we are the city of progress and our future is bright. Whether you're
Okay, so there is moments where he is looking at the crowd. So
the scion of our
here is looking at specific people in the crowd. So he's looking at one person here, one second person here, and here it goes to okay, I'm going to say something cool, and it goes back to someone here, someone else, and here is more looking to the horizon, like maybe like he's thinking is going, but he's not talking to someone specifically, and this shows not just because of the placement of the eyes a bit, but because there's this dot after. Like I'm thinking, and we talked about the thinking evolution. I'm here, and I dot a bit. That it shows that is not on a specific person because the dot goes there, and because of the horizon, it would be like so far that you cannot go from one guy to another here. So, and because it's very on the side as well. And here, when I'm talking to someone specifically, I'm talking a bit more frontal, okay?
high houses or an honest laborer from the underground, we vow to keep pressing forward, for we are the city of progress and our future is bright.
But here is a very also specific shot because it's a very politician shot. Like everything is like it's not so much internal thinking, but still, when you're talking to someone, there is one moment or two in during an acting where I'm talking to you and I'm looking at you and I'm saying something else, and there is this moment where you think about what you're gonna say. So just to show you this example. So great. Keep going on this one. I think it's going great.
Thanks.
No worries. It's going to be a bit longer this course again, but I think it's important that you guys have a review on your shots. I try to make stuff interesting for the users. I hope it is. Is it working? I think it's this one, right? Reconnect. Is it this one? Utah. Yes, great. Okay.
When my dad passed away,
Ah.
my first thought was, I wonder if he died disappointed. No one ever told me otherwise, so when my dad passed away, my first thought was, I wonder if he died disappointed. No one ever told me otherwise, so
Cool. Again, same comment. It's too long. It's too long. So, why is it doing this all the time? Okay, it's because of my tablet. All right, I'm gonna remove this stuff here. So
when my dad passed away, my first thought.
You could, so just an idea again. Again, if you have like the next months to work on this stuff, it's good for you. But if you want to focus on one specific moment of the shot, I would probably start somewhere here.
My first thought was, I wonder if he died disappointed. No one.
And you could stop before this, probably on here. So you would have like 120 frames. No, more 140 frames, which I think it's already big enough. But anyways, let's talk about the animation.
When my dad passed away, my first thought was, I wonder if he died disappointed. No one ever told me otherwise, so
Cool.
when my dad,
I think that you need to do a pass to work on the spine. I I told you I was going to speak a lot of about the spine and the roots. So I think your spine is a bit stiff, and there is some moments where you probably misunderstood the reference.
when
So
my dad, when
well, here you have this motion on here, but I'm think it's missing probably a bit of root. It's still there. It's working. But here it's completely stopped. So you have this Z motion at the beginning, which is it's good. And here the Z completely stopped to go for the X. So I think you should bring the stuff, melt the rotation together, so a bit of this, and then use it to go forward. Okay. Also, if I look closely, I could probably use a bit of Y rotation a bit at the beginning. Or even in the opposite side, probably. I feel like have it a bit in this direction at the beginning, and after on here, I would probably use a bit of the other direction. So you see, like again, a bit like we talked, the other shot we talked about, it's not just this happening, it's a little bit of this. Okay, so always think of the 3-axis rotation all the time. Never isolate the axis. And what's happening also, like here we see it a lot with your reference, is your head is rotation. It's stabilizing in X, stabilize by using this motion like this. Okay, so you go forward, the head is going backward a bit too. So your head is not doing like this. Okay, it's going a bit of softness here, and here you see like I don't have this stuff. I feel everything's going together like this. So this comes from the rotation of the head and a bit of the neck animation going up. If I exaggerate, it's going like this. Of course, it's not going this big, but it's just a bit of this. Okay, up. Super important. And also, you're hitting a wall here.
when my dad,
See, like it just goes super fast here and stops. Okay,
when my dad,
so you need to soft a bit this, and to soft this, all this motion going with the root from the root up to the head is going to overlap a bit and doing like okay, so when you finish your movement here, the head is gonna do like this and gonna arrive here. Okay, so everything's gonna be a bit softer, but I think you can go even softer with the rotation of the spine is going like very big movement here.
my dad dad passed.
Same thing here. You have the Z rotation, you analyze good your reference here, but you need to melt it a bit with the X rotation before. So it's gonna look a bit more like, okay. Here I feel like it's boom and after boom.
Passed away. Passed away. Passed away. Passed away.
And here, if you look at your reference here, it's pretty sharp. When you look at your head, it's pretty sharp. And this is the essence of organicity. It's if you want to have like organic acting with realistic movement, you're gonna have like some soft movement and sharp movement. If you have only soft movement, you're gonna have floating animation. If you have only sharp movement, you're gonna have like mechanical animation. So here is what he's saying. Yes, it's like
Passed away.
Like passed away. You see, you have this sharp motion here, and if you look,
Passed away.
if I look at the head you have on here, it's pretty even. It's the we don't have like this nice, like you look at this, poof, nice spacing on here, and then he's in, he's out. So ease in, boom, spacing, and you see, we talked about the contrast. Like those two poses are very close, very, very close. Like if I look at this pose to this pose, it's a very tiny angle. You don't need big spacing like the big contrast of poses. Just very close posing, but with a sharp spacing. Passed away. Okay, and I do it a lot in my shot on here. Where are you? Oop. If you look at, so I just brought some stuff already, but
The other night, 2 hours you spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, Porrig. I timed.
okay. See like this little accent in the head on here.
Spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, Porrig.
See all this little, so there is a lot of motion in the head because the energy it's real different than yours. But the idea is like the big motion is not doing this. It's just like very tiny stuff, and it's bringing some energy.
The other night, 2 hours you spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, Porrig. I timed it.
And if you look at the spine in my shot, it's pretty smooth. There is a moment where the spine it's a bit more sharp, but it's never like doing motion like this. So it's because I'm using those sharp motion just on the head, and I'm gonna talk about a bit after.
My first thought was.
And this moment here is nice.
My first thought was First thought was.
I just feel like here the motion in the head, it's too much on one axis, the X one, and you could bring a bit of this stuff here. So use a bit of Y and Z. Again, always think of the axis. So in the rotation, you mainly have like one axis. So here is your X axis, but you should always use the two other axes. Okay, so even if it's a little bit, just having just a tiny bit of it.
My first thought was, I wonder if he died disappointed.
And here I think is where you probably misunderstood a bit your reference, because I feel a translation where for you it was rotation. So on here, if I look at the reference, I really see the pivot point is going from the root on here. So your head is going, it's going backward. I can see it. It's going smaller in the screen. Where here in your animation, I can see a translation. It's not going backward. It's going up like this. So I don't know if you wanted to do this little motion where you do this stuff on the chair. If it's the case, it's too big. It's too big, and it's you know, if I do this, it's I favorite one axis, so I would do like this. So if you want to do this kind of stuff, probably you should maybe shoot a reference where you see everything, or you just do it yourself and say, okay, I'm doing this, but you're not going to to get that high, especially with the head. So here, because you have like no stabilization with the head, everything's going together and it's going like look like this. Where if you do stuff like that, if I go up with my back and I want to do this. For example, if I do this, see like I'm going to stabilize my head a bit in space, so it doesn't go like oof like this. It's gonna go like up. I go forward and then backward. I don't know if it's the case, but in your reference, you didn't have this. You just had like a lean a bit on this side and going backward with a nice rotation. And here with the head, you have a lot of stuff happening, and I think the reference was really good. And it's missing a lot the neck animation. What you have here, it's a bit the opposite of like what you have in your reference. So here, in your reference, if you look at the neck on here, it's leaning on here, and the head is late and see, boom, boom, but it's the neck going first. So here, first of all, I think like you have like something a bit weird with the trapezius here is pretty big. It's bigger than the other. This is a 3D problem. When you have this 3D problem, like feeling that one trapezius is bigger than the other, it's probably because of your Z rotation with the head. So here, you probably need to push the head a bit more on the right screen, and here when you go like this way, your neck's gonna get first on here, and you're gonna have this motion here. See, like I have it almost exactly the same in my shot, and it's not perfect yet, but
I timed it.
okay, it's still stiff here. So when I'm gonna polish this, it's gonna be oof. Well, I think I have it a bit more in my scene actually, because I move some stuff around. So here my scene is there. So basically, you see that the neck is going and the head is a bit late on the neck. It's not super well done yet, but if I over exaggerate, see, there's still this stuff happening, this motion of like neck going and head, neck, head. So basically, it's it's a base of animation, like it's a chain. You see, like or the tail. It's the same stuff, but a bit more subtle. So think of this stuff. I think it's quite important. So my drawing is over exaggerated, of course, but get the idea.
No one ever told me otherwise, so.
So yes, first thing would be to shorten this shot is too big, and to focus really on all the axes. Use the hand tricks to feel all the axes and the chest and the spine. Think about the C in the spine, everything. I see that you're a bit stiff at some moment and a bit floaty in some other moments. So do really the step-by-step version. I'm gonna give you again my link, but you can watch like
The
from
other
the
night,
blocking.
2 hours you spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, Porrig. I timed it.
And I think the most important pass and the one that people miss, usually it's this one.
The other night, 2 hours you spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, Porrig. I timed it.
Well, it wasn't me little dog cat.
Okay, this one is super important and you need to work a bit on it. And after you do this one, I didn't talk about the fashion animation here. For me, it's not important yet at this phase of your animation. You need to work first a bit more on the body.
I wonder if he died disappointed. No one ever told me otherwise, so
The main stuff I can give you for helping you for your lip sync and stuff. Like right now, I could have some moments where it's just the jaw moving, and you need to get a bit more clarity in the shapes and some sharpness as well. Like the lip sync should be clear shapes and sharp motion between shapes.
The other night, 2 hours you spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that.
Okay. Okay, clear shapes and quite sharp motion between. All right, cool. Hope it helped you. And I think oh, it's late already, but it's okay. So for this shot here,
In the cases that you found, how long was it between each victim's death? In the cases that you found, how long was it between each victim's death?
few stuff to talk about. It's going good. I can see some I can see where you could improve stuff. So the notes, I really like this first motion here. It's working well.
You found,
I think on here, this motion here, I think it's good. I think you get the idea of like having this little pause in between the motion. I think it's a cool touch that you had in your reference and you put it in your shot. I just think that it's just too even. Like if you think about the rhythm, it's going like tuk tuk. See, 1, 2. Okay, it's like two times the same rhythm. So and in your reference, it was very different. It was 1 slow and 1 sharp, 1 slow, 1 sharp. Okay, if you look at the reference, I have this feeling here. So let's push this feeling to get this stuff even more visible. So I'm turning, I'm thinking at the same time, and in the end, I really go to this question pose, which I think also you're missing a bit of this stuff here. That was pretty nice here.
how long was it between each victim's death?
And in the end, it's just missing some motion. So to see the motion here, if I put one key here, no, sorry, on between